conversation. I don't know if he worked the same style, but by the time I met him, he was in his, I don't know, 50s, late 40s, 50s, and he was heavier. He wasn't able to do the agile type moves. He was more of a stand-up, walking, talking type of heel. He was still excellent. His timing was great and everything. I'm talking about a senior now. But Bobby could do all these just truly athletic, agile moves and quickness and coordination, hand and eye coordination, just beautiful stuff that we could do stuff that just, I mean, see is believing. We did a thing where one of us would have a guy bent over our knee, we'd be down on one knee and have the guy bent face up over our other knee, and the partner would come off the top rope, would look like drop a knee across the babyface's throat, and the guy holding him we'd have one hand under his buttocks, and so when the guy with the knee hit, we'd flip him with that hand, because we weren't going to actually drop the knee on the guy's head and kill him or hurt him. And we just looked that way, but we flipped the guy. So he actually flipped in the air and landed face down a couple of feet away. Well, I mean, that was one of the most effective moves I ever saw. And we came up with that ourselves. I mean, I'd never seen it done anywhere. But we had the time to do that. You had to be quick, because you had to do that we did it behind the referee's back. You couldn't do it, we had to do that while he was putting the other babyface out of the ring and had his back to us. So you had to be quick. And Bobby was there, and I was too. I was in pretty good shape at the time and lighter in weight. I was a light heavyweight. I wasn't really a heavyweight anymore. But yeah, those are heady days. And I look forward to reliving them with Bobby. We haven't connected in a long, long time, and I'm wanting to make remake some associations. I have a few people out here who think I'm feeling sorry for myself. I'm not. But I found out in the process of writing this book about Saddam being there. I didn't know about Saddam Hussein until 2015. I didn't know that he had tried to, I thought that they just were sloppy. I almost got killed because they were sloppy. Once I found out about Saddam, the pieces came together, I realized he tried to murder me. And just trying to write about it was so traumatic that it took me 15 months to get started. Every day I wanted to start. It took me 15 months. Finally, I figured out something was wrong, and I started looking, and I investigated, and for some other reason, I was looking, and I came across PTSD. I saw a symptom. Nightmares coupled with this other claustrophobia. And I looked at that and I said, well, I got that. So I looked, what is that from? And I looked at PTSD. Well, 5 of the first 6 symptoms that I saw were all mine. I had them all. I'd had them for 40-some years. Well, I called my buddy, Dr. Brandon, he was a psychologist, and asked him, I said, I have these symptoms. I said, before I could even start writing, I had to go out and buy a shotgun. I've never locked the doors of my house since I lived in Michigan. It's safe up here. I saw him knocking on my windows and doors, just thinking about going back to Iraq in my memory. He said, yeah, that's PTSD, Bob. So again, this is by writing about it, I'm for the most part, I was already, for the most part, recovered from it. Thinking about writing, about going back to Iraq, brought back those memories, it brought back some of those symptoms. But by writing about it, doing some of the therapies outlined for Dr. Brandon put me in touch with an intern of his that has written several hundred papers about PTSD. And the intern is now an accomplished psychologist in his own right, a very learned and published author of expertise. He was kind enough to talk to me. I wanted to ask him, not for my own symptoms, I wanted to ask him how I could help other veterans who had PTSD. Not being in any way trained, my degree was liberal arts, and it had nothing to do with I don't remember taking one psychology course, but what I could do to help. And he he talked for a while, and finally he came across that veterans are not getting treatment because a lot of them don't recognize that they have PTSD. And so I bingo, that's where I can help. That's where I can help with my book. And also I looked at therapy. And visualization is a therapy, visualizing what happened, the site of the trauma. For me, it wasn't, being in the ring was pretty scary. Guns going off and all that, and fighting my way back to the dressing room, or not fighting myself, there's 100,000 people out there that you couldn't fight them, but having taken an hour to get from the ring back to the dressing room and having to retreat back to the ring about, 10, 15 times, pretty terrifying, but not deadly so. But then there was the incident that brought on the PTSD was being trapped in a truck by myself. The security left me. And I'm pretty sure that the guy that was picked to drive me out of there into a raging crowd that was walking back to about 150,000 people on the road back to Baghdad, walking back, 3-mile walk back to the stadium on this like 3-lane wide cobblestone road. Drove right to the middle of them. People were just furious at some of the things that had happened that day, not from me, but from Saddam Hussein's goons. I don't know, they maybe killed 2 or 3, or certainly crippled dozens, and seriously injured hundreds of people who were laying around. They were laying waiting for medical care as I was leaving the stadium to drive into that crowd. And the guy that they sent to drive me, I'm pretty sure, it just came back to me the other day, I'm approaching it rather warily. I'm pretty sure he got torn apart by the crowd. He left me alone because some things went on, got the truck stopped, and he ran, I think he ran for, I think he was a general or something. He was very high ranking. But I think Saddam wanted to get rid of him because he was a rival. And the government in Iraq was at gunpoint. It wasn't a democracy. It was a dictatorship, pure and simple. And power was very tenuous. If you didn't keep power by gunpoint, you had to worry. Saddam was worried every second that somebody would try to take over the government, and then he was going to be a dead man immediately because he was the power. Wasn't the president. They might let him live, but Saddam would have been toast. So this rival had to go. I'm pretty sure I saw him. I didn't actually see him. I'm pretty sure I saw him in the process of being torn apart by the mob. And evidence of it comes back, a memory that when they returned to that brought their attention back to trying to get me out of this locked truck, which I'm not going to go into detail, and obviously I escaped. But some of them were bloodied. Some of them had blood all over them. And I was curious how they didn't appear to be injured. I said, the other day I was at the gym, I was thinking about it. I said, how do people get bloodied? And they came back to me. The guy that ran, this colonel, he tried to run, our general, tried to run back into the stadium. He took his pistol. He only had a pistol. And they sent him out alone. They didn't send any other troops with him out into this crowd. And those were Saddam's orders. And this guy didn't want to go. They were all speaking Arabic, so I didn't know what was going on. But he was pasty-faced and sweating. His hands were shaking, so I don't think he was very happy. But when he tried to run for it, he didn't make it. And what I think I saw was him being torn apart. When I looked back, when that part of the road was cleared, there wasn't anything left. But I never saw the gates to the stadium open for him to re-enter the place. So I'm pretty sure he was torn apart. And that's kind of a subliminal thing. Man, when that stuff comes back, it's hard for me to pick up. It's hard for me to sit down and write again.